Inspire.fm.
Good morning and welcome back to Inspire.fm. This is Jana Marino and you are tuning in to Conscious Creation. Good morning. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about consciously creating our ideal bodies. So today with me in the studio is a very handsome man named Stevie Tan, and he's the founder of the LeanFactor Program. Good morning, Stevie.
Good morning, Jana. Thanks for the wonderful compliment.
Oh, you're welcome. So tell us a little bit about the LeanFactor Program. What is it all about?
Well, the LeanFactor Program is mainly about helping a person to achieve his or her ideal weight naturally without much effort actually, and the more importantly is about sustainability, because I would like to see people able to achieve their ideal weight and then to be able to maintain it, for the rest of our life. So that's a key thing about what LeanFactor is.
Yeah, because I noticed a lot of the people that I talk to, and me also for many years, I had the same issue where I would lose weight, but it took a lot of work to keep it off. And then the minute that I'd have a bit of a break or the minute that I relaxed, it was like it all came back on.
Yes, you're right. So a lot of people think that to lose excess body fat needs a lot of effort and things like that. Well, I mean, there's yes and no. I mean, there are some kind of effort that need to be done, but it's actually not laborious or really difficult actually. First of all, you have to start from the mind, the right mindset. How about what I mean by right mindset is that to understand that the body is a very amazing mechanism. It knows how to find its own equilibrium, and the body will know how to come to its natural weight and state.
Yeah, and looking at you, you look like a very fit and lean guy yourself.
Thank you.
So
you too.
Thank you. Well, I've been on the LeanFactor program for quite some time, actually. So tell me, how did you get started in the LeanFactor program?
Well, basically, it started about 11 to 12 years ago. I was really overweight. I was 90 kilo. From the BMI standpoint, I'm about 18 kilo overweight. So my ideal weight should have been about 72, about 70 something. But the thing is, I was overweight, and I was admitted to ICU because of me being overweight. It was quite surprising for me. But actually, that time, I didn't know much about health and weight and management and things like that. So that kind of like started me off because I was really afraid when I came out from the ICU because of this heart palpitation thing, and the doctor told me that the only thing that could cause that problem probably is my excess weight. So, and when I came out from ICU, I embarked on a journey of wanting to get into my ideal weight. So, but I want to do it naturally. I don't want to take all this slimming pill and all those things. So what I did was I went on this journey of doing this vegetarian diet that I learned from Dr. Dean Ornish, who wrote the book called Reversing Heart Disease. And within 6 months, I managed to lose the excess fat. And from 90 kilo, I went down to about 72 kilo. Without doing much, all I did was just change my diet. And I didn't want to exercise. All I did was, of course, I went to the park with my son. Sometimes I just go for window shopping and things like that. I didn't even hit the gym at all. Now, of course, after about 11 or 12 years, I did more research about what weight management is. I know more about it and found out that actually it's not really the vegetarianism or the vegetarian diet that I took that helped me to remove the excess body fat. It's more about the natural diet that I did. What I did back then was that I only ate natural food. Okay. Natural means unprocessed. Unprocessed food. I'm not saying that I eat raw, but I'm just saying that it's natural, something that I can see and recognize. For example, if comparing with a chicken sausage and a piece of drumstick or chicken, I would choose the drumstick, okay, or the chicken, the whole chicken. So because it's something that I can recognize. The sausage is a processed thing, all right? So I just man-made. Yeah, it's man-made, all right. Even like biscuits and things like that, there's no such thing as a biscuit tree. Even the biscuit is organic or something like that. Might seem healthy if you buy from an organic shop, but there's no such thing as an organic biscuit tree per se. All right, it doesn't come from nature. So what I did was I only eat anything that comes from nature, and that's it.
Okay.
Okay. So that kind of helped me to help the body to get rid of the excess body fat. In that sense, yeah.
And it did so effortlessly. You said you didn't have to exercise, you weren't taking any magic pills or potions. I'm sure some of our viewers really want to get more into the non-exercise part.
Yes, true. Well, now the thing is about exercise is a lot of people have the misconception that exercise is to burn fat, but the truth is the body can't really use fat as energy, when we need it in a particular moment. For example, if let's say there's a lion or there's a dog that suddenly come and chase after you, you have to run, and for us to run, for that burst of energy, it has to come from a sugar-based source, and cannot come from the body fat, because it takes too much energy to break down body fat to convert it into energy that the body can use. So, for example, if somebody goes on a marathon, okay, and it's running for about a couple of kilometers, right? So the body will actually start to burn the glycogen. Okay, glycogen is actually the stored energy, which is sugar-based. And we have about maybe 500 grams of glycogen in the body. So when this source of sugar is being depleted, a runner will normally hit a wall. I'm sure you have heard of somebody who hit the wall, like totally limited, can't move anymore. They just lay down and can't move. That's because that's the amount of
that's the fuel for the body.
That's the fuel for the body. All right, you're right. So if let's say a overweight person can burn fat, hey, they should be able to run marathon. They can. They have unlimited source of energy, right? But that's not how the body works. The body actually burns sugar, not excess body fat.
So what is the function of excess fat then? I mean, you see people with these guts, you see women with these thighs and these hips. If the purpose isn't to fuel the body, then what's the purpose of the excess body fat? Okay,
that's a very good question, actually. Of course, we have many types of body fat in the body, okay? Some body fat actually is to help us to cushion our body from injury and things like that. And another type of fat is actually to help us to blanket off any excess toxin in the system. I'll give you an example, right? If let's say we eat something that the body cannot agree with, all right, something poisonous, and the natural thing for the body to do is actually to throw up, all right, to vomit. So that's a form of detoxing. Actually, the body knows what to do. But if let's say we eat something that is poisonous but not too poisonous enough for us,
as
I know some bad food and things like that gives us diarrhea. All right. So it has gone to the other end instead. All right?
Got it.
Yeah. So diarrhea is a form of detoxing. All right. But if you have eaten something that is a bit poisonous but not too poisonous, and then you don't get vomit, you got a bit nausea, but you don't go diarrhea and things like that. But this kind of things still linger in the stomach. All right. And our stomach is about 40 feet long and things like that. So it takes a while for the food to travel through the intestine, all right, to go to the other end. So the body will have to absorb something out, okay, from the intestine. All right? Either you will absorb something that we can use, or you take out toxin, And this toxin, if it's poisonous to the body, it has to be stored somewhere. So the only safe place to store all this excess toxin is actually in the body fat. Okay? So that's why people get belly first.
So let me just clarify. So body fat, excess body fat, it kind of blankets up the toxins that you can't pass.
Yes,
right?
Correct. Yes.
So this is why the belly always shows up first.
Yes.
What about thighs? Because that's a big one for women.
Okay. Now, obviously, I'm a man, so I tend to notice more about how the belly begin first for men. All right. As for the ladies one, my analysis is that because we go through, ladies goes through menstrual and every month and things like that. The purpose of menstrual is actually the body is trying to get rid of toxin and things like that as well. It's a form of detoxing. Okay. All right. That's why actually women live longer than men. Supposedly, yeah. Okay. If let's say the person's metabolic rate is not up to par, okay, and the body is not able to detox more efficiently, and then excess toxin will accumulate in the body, and then the safest place to store is actually excess body fat. All right, and for ladies, probably the excess body fat has to accumulate around the thigh area because of the menstrual thing. Okay, this is just my opinion. Yeah. So
I did read that somewhere that is the major detox outlet for women. That's why we have it once a month. And actually, I tend to notice that if I'm eating a lot more junk food or something, my menses is a bit heavier. So that is interesting. Okay, so thanks. So what are some of the foods we should avoid? Now, I've seen your talk, and you talk about landmines. So what are some of the landmines so that some of our listeners know what to stay away from?
That's a good question, actually. We are actually very aware society. We know what to eat and what not to eat. Actually, we look at some fried things and things like that. We know it's unhealthy. All right, but somehow we still eat it. All right, there's a reason behind it. I'll come into it in a while. And sometimes, you see that piece of cake, you know it's unhealthy. All right, but you got no choice. You got to eat it. You just like.
No choice.
Yeah, sometimes it's just choiceless. You just want to eat it, and there's a reason behind it as well. Why we crave sweet things. Yeah. By the way, having sweet tooth is not really a crime. Actually, it's a natural thing for the body to do.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Okay. So your question just now was about the
landmines.
Landmines, right? The unobvious things are like margarine and things like that. All right, and this is just one example. Okay. There are a lot of margarine or fake fat in the market. Okay, I call it fake fat. Okay, because these are all man-made fat. Okay, it's not natural fat. Natural fat are like animal fat, lard, fat from nuts, and butter. Butter is actually natural fat because it comes from milk. And so these are all natural things that the human body can process and recognize. All right, man-made margarine actually come from the technology that makes candle and soap. This is about 100 over years ago, and a lot of people didn't question how this how this product came about anymore, because it's so easily available in the market, and it's actually much more cheaper than butter. All right, it's at least half the price.
Yes.
So for business, it makes sense to use margarine instead of butter. Anyhow, this kind of unnatural stuff can be very harmful to the body. Imagine, how can we process candle? No, we can't. We're a human being. We have to eat something that is bioavailable. Okay, I'm going to bring in this word called bioavailable. Bioavailable basically means the body is able to process. Yeah. Okay. So there are a lot of ingredients out there the body can't process at all. Okay.
Okay, so what about some drinks? So, margarine is a landmine because it's just a couple ingredients away from candle and wax and soap. So what kind of drinks out there? Because I know there's a lot more drinks out there these days that maybe our ancestors didn't have when they were living in the caves. So what are some of these drinks?
Obviously, 70% of bodies are made out of water, all right? And water is a key ingredient for our survival. So we have to drink, but we just have to choose what kind of drinks to nourish our body or to quench our thirst.
Is coffee okay? That's a big one for me.
Yes. I love coffee too, all right? All in all, at the end of the day, it's about how natural the source. Okay, if let's say you want to drink coffee, you have to make sure that it's naturally brewed coffee. Okay, not those powdered and instant. Those are like fake food to me. Okay, and of course, the most natural thing to drink is actually water. All right. So of course, if you have good source of spring water, it'll be excellent. Okay, because it comes from the ground. All right. Other than that, just drink normal water. Room temperature water is good enough. All right, you don't have to go to the extreme. Some people have to drink those oxygenated water and all those things. You don't really have to, unless you have gone for a medical checkup and things like that. Your doctor tell you that you need certain kind of water, then you drink it. Other than that, just drink natural water will be good enough.
Okay, so what about sodas and these carbonated drinks?
Oh, that's the most unnatural substance that you can put in your body, actually. Yeah, and I'm sure you have seen a lot of research that shows sodas actually can dissolve teeth and bones and things like that. Even use soda to wash toilet.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So can you imagine if you put those things in the body? Day in, day out. All right, what would do to the body? A lot of people has osteoporosis problem. It's actually due to this consuming too much of all this soda water.
Yeah, actually, when I first moved out to Malaysia, I did a bone density test, and I was only 22 when I moved out here, and the doctor said, wow, you have the bones of, 46-year-old woman who's going through menopause. And I was actually shocked. And I later found out that it had a lot to do because when I was in high school, I drank soda every day. Like easy, a liter of soda. I grew up in a house where it wasn't allowed. And once you went to high school and there's all these vending machines around, of course that's what I drank. And it actually had such a horrible effect on my bones. Now, luckily, 6 years later, my bones are actually completely normal again. I don't know how that happened. I stopped drinking soda, but I thought that was very interesting. I didn't know that it had such an effect on people as well.
Yeah, a lot of people actually didn't realize how damaging all these man-made drinks are actually. Now the thing is, there are actually two very important points here. One about the margarine, and then now we are talking about these drinks. Now, these two substances that we put into our body are something that is being triggered by the need of the body. Okay, for example, why we have to eat something that is fatty. Okay, the reason we crave like something that's oily and things like that, because our body do need fat. That's why the amount of margarine in the market is so much, because human being needs it. All right.
Oh, that's so nice to hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love my fatty foods.
Yes. We can't help it. We have to eat. That's why people crave fried food. Okay, because we thought about the taste, but actually it's the oiliness that we like, And if you have read a book written by Dr. Mary Annick, who did a whole research about why the human body needs fat, you realize that how important the body fat, the dietary fat is to the body. It helps to dissolve vitamin A, D, E, and K. Without it, the body can't metabolize all these vitamins from the dietary fat for the body to use.
So what are some high-fat foods that we can eat that are bioavailable that won't help us or that'll not put on weight?
Well, I think the first misconception we have to rectify is that this dietary fat actually keeps us fat. That is not true to a certain extent. Not true is that if you over-consume, yes, you gain weight, all right? But if you under-consume, it will damage the body even far worse than you consume too much, actually.
Okay, so how do you know if you're under or over consuming?
I think the most important thing is to listen to the body. Okay, if you need to eat that piece of steak or lamb or chicken, okay, you do not really have to or being overzealous and just cut out all the fat from the meat. No, just eat it together with the meat. All right, and that'll be good. Okay, and then body will know how to metabolize the animal fat and use it. It's natural. All right, even egg and things like that. A lot of people told me if you eat the egg, don't take the yolk, because it's a lot of fat in there.
And a lot of cholesterol.
Like cholesterol, that's not true. If nature wanted us to eat an egg without yolk, nature would have created an egg without yolk for us. Okay, but that's not the case. So eat the whole thing because the body does need the fat. Okay, because our brain, 60% of brain is actually made out of fat. Okay, and our joint has fat. Even our cell, 40% of the human cell, we have zillions of them in the body. 40% of it is made out of fat. So if you don't take enough fat, where's the fat going to come from? Okay.
Actually, I did read an article by Dr. Weston Pierce, and in the 20s and 30s, he traveled around the world studying the indigenous tribes, seeing what it was that they were eating, and what he found was these tribes of indigenous people, they had perfect bone structure, perfect teeth, perfect skin, everything about them. They were just beautiful, everything about them. And when he looked at their diet, he found that they went out of their way to eat natural fat. Natural fat found in meat, found in seafood, found in the environment. They literally would go out of their way to find it. And the few indigenous tribes that didn't eat high fat, they had lower reproductive rates, they didn't live as long, and they were actually not as happy.
Yes.
So it is
true.
really important to eat natural fat from nature.
Yes, correct. Actually, there was a time in Europe where there was shortage of butter and animal fat, and a lot of people actually went crazy, because of the lack of this natural fat in the diet. Yeah, so it's very important to have to eat certain kind of natural fat. Okay.
So donuts are a no-no.
Of course. Yeah. But of course, now the thing is, now I want to bring in the second point about sugar, because we brought up the subject of drinks and things like that. A lot of people like to drink sodas and like to drink all these, even fruit juices and things like that. It's because we want the sweetness, all right? Now, why the body craves sweetness? It's because first of all, we run on sugar. Okay, our body runs on sugar, and our brain runs on sugar. Our brain needs about 100 grams of sugar a day. Now, when I say sugar, it's specifically glucose. Okay. All right, then the brain uses glucose as a source of energy. Now, if we don't take enough natural sugar or glucose from our diet, let's say from fruits and rice and vegetables and things like that, the body will make you crave for sweet things. All right, and some people say, "Oh no, I must have my coffee and things like that." I say, well, I'll ask them "Oh, do you want the coffee or do you want the sugar in the coffee?"
I want the coffee. No.
But anyway, the point is that a lot of people just want the sugar. Actually, I mean, coffee is nice. I mean, I like coffee as well. I like the fragrant, the
so
flavor. And things
sugar
like
is also good as long as it's from nature. So sugar found in fruits. Rice.
From fruits, rice, and honey, and even coconut water, and things. These are all natural sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, and the.
Go on.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So this is the most. Actually, I would say this is the most important thing to understand about dieting. All right, I want to have a natural lean or natural body weight, is to understand it's not about cutting out sugar, okay, or not about cutting out all the fat. All right, it's about knowing what kind of sugar to take and what kind of sugar to avoid, and what kind of fat to take and what kind of fat to avoid. So we just have to know the difference. All right, not to cut out it totally. For example, nowadays, right, if you look at the shelves in the supermarket and things like that, you say it's fat-free, or sugar-free. People will have the idea thinking wow, if it's fat-free means it's healthy, because sugar-free means healthy. That's a total. Can I use those words?
Yeah, it's false.
Yeah, it's totally false. Okay, I just think that people have to be a bit more. Sorry. Okay, stop. I wanted to use the 4-letter word.
Okay. So start.
Right. Okay. So people are, in my opinion, is totally misinformed about these two substances. Okay, sugar and fat. Okay, and just be aware of that. Okay,
so to sum it up, if people are having trouble trying to see, what's bioavailable, what's natural foods are out there, and what's not, I guess they can ask themselves one question, and this is from your LeanFactor talk. It is, okay, did your great-great-great-grandparents eat it? If they did, then it's most likely more on the bioavailable side. If not, possibly not.
Very good, very good. Actually, you are absolutely right. So as long as whatever that is put on the table, we just look at it and ask ourselves, did our ancestor eat this kind of food? Was it in this format? If it is, eat it. Okay? If it's not, do your best to avoid it. Okay. Now, why I say that is because we are living in a society of abundance. All right. There are so many nice things, and for us to savor and taste and enjoy. All right. And I'm not the person who a bit extreme. That means
I've seen you eat cake. I've seen you eat all these things.
I enjoy my coffee. I enjoy my cakes and things like that. Right. But I do know the timing of eating it. All right. Mm-hmm. If let's say I'm enjoying my cake and my coffee, all right, I only do it like after my meal, after a couple hours. For example, let's say I have my lunch at 12:30, okay, and I allow my stomach to digest the food first. So I only have my coffee and my cake and things like that around 3 to 4 o'clock. All right. Okay. So, and on top of that, when I eat all these unnatural things per se, let's say the cake, all right, I want to make sure that I eat the best. No, I don't just go out and buy the cheapest thing to eat. Not at all right? And coffee as well. I make sure I go to a nice coffee house. And then the sugar, of course, I always use brown sugar and any natural sugar, all right? And the one of the sugar that I use a lot is actually called Panang Kakanda. It's actually palm sugar from India. Some people did ask me before about chocolate. And I say, yeah, sure, eat it. No, I mean, but of course not in excess. But if you want to eat it, eat the most wonderfully made or with the most natural ingredient, the one that with the most natural ingredient.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Stevie. Yes. Okay, so if anyone would like to get a hold of you, they can get a hold of you at
my Gmail account is called LeanFactor@gmail.com.
And how do you spell that?
LeanFactor@gmail.com.
Okay, and if you're in the KL area and you'd like to give him a call, what's your phone number?
017-8828-281.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us today. You have been listening to Inspire.fm, and this is Jana Marino on Conscious Creation. Happy manifesting.
Thank you, Jana.
Inspire.fm